Well, the new film Weapons, I think this is one of the best horrors of the year. There's a lot that I did like about it, but more importantly, it also shows about how talented a director that Zach Krager really is. I particularly didn't have any interest in checking this out, but after hearing about the stellar reviews, I gave this a chance, and boy, I was not disappointed. So, the story of this one is about 17 children from the same classroom all disappearing on the same night at 2:17 a.m., which leaves a community questioning who is behind their disappearance. This film does a good job of keeping you on the edge of your seat because there is a lot of tense moments throughout the runtime. And not just that, I thought the story was really good as well. And because the film is so engaging with its non-linear narrative, I think it works to a great effect. And another thing that I like to point out is that I didn't find this to be boring whatsoever because it was so compelling from beginning all the way towards the end credits. Overall, while this won't be for everyone out there, for those horror fans, they're going to have a great time with this one. As far as the characters are concerned, most of them do a good job within the story. Josh Brolin does such a great job playing Archer. He's a father, so it's understandable why he's so angry. Where is his son? Coming from his perspective, it makes sense of why the people in the town would blame the school teacher about where are their children. Speaking of which, I thought that Julia Gardner did such a good job as well. I really did like her performance here. I felt bad for her character because she was getting picked on, she was getting bullied, and honestly, it's not even her fault that the kids went missing. And not to give out any spoilers, but I do like the non-linear narrative. It was interesting because they could have went for something completely different than this, but they chose this route, and I really do respect that. Kerry Christopher, I really did like his performance. Such a amazing job. Normally, child actors, one or two ways on them. Either they're great in my opinion or they're bad. But his performance, it was a standout. I did feel bad for Alex. I would call him the main character because he goes through a lot within the story. And not only that, but I thought that the villain, which I won't spoil, it was a complete surprise because they was such a nice character. Then they had this darker side to them. And well, there are many moments within the story I was saying, wow, this is quite intriguing. It's intense. It's suspenseful. And not just that though, it's also funny. I didn't expect this film to make me laugh a few times. So I was kind of thinking, is this a horror comedy? Because near the end, it does get a little bit comical. I was like, really? They could have took that serious moment near the end of it, but nah, it's just straight up funny. And Zach Krager, there's a reason he went that route because unlike Barbarian, which is mostly just dark stuff, it's not any comedy in that. I guess he wanted to try something differently, and it actually worked out well for the narrative that he went with. And there is talks of a sequel, so it will be quite something if that sequel actually does get made. At the end of the day, if you somehow haven't seen this, then definitely give it a chance because I truly believe it is well worth the time. I'm giving this film a 8 out of 10. The cinematography and music are done really well. This film, it grabs you and keeps you hooked all the way throughout it. It builds up suspense. This is excellent storytelling. At times though, the movie does get quite slow. I also felt like there were some scenes that felt unnecessary and was acting as filler. But at least I found it to be entertaining, and those are only minor complaints that I have about this one. Nonetheless, when it comes down to it, this film has interesting characters and a well thought out story in my opinion. And that is my review of Weapons. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this movie. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.